Welcome to day 31 of my 365-day vlogging experiment where I am documenting my business journey in growing an online photography business and growing my personal brand. Exactly 1 month ago, I sat here almost kind of sort of in the same exact spot and basically committed to 365 days of vlogging. Day 1 of my vlogging experiment. I have decided to start vlogging for a year, for 365 days. That is what I'm committing to right now. Shout out to Gary Vee. He's my mentor, by the way. If you don't know who he is, you must check him out. It's been a little challenging and overwhelming at times, but I think it's been one of the best things that I've ever done. In this past month, I have held myself accountable like I never have before. This daily vlogging experiment has been better for me than any schedule or any type of format, calendar, or planner that I've ever tried, because it legit makes me look at myself every single day and see what I've done, and it makes me take notice whether or not my actions are hand in hand with my goals and my dreams, and if I'm actually doing what I need to be doing or what I say I'm going to do. And I'm so glad that I have decided to vlog this business journey. I can't wait to continue learning. I can't wait to continue seeing what is going to happen and to check in on day 365 and to be able to compare to something, to be able to look at my first vlog, to be able to see where my business is or see what I've done with my personal brand or what has changed, what has evolved. Today has not been off to the most productive start, like many days in this month of vlogging. I think it was like on day 1. I pointed out how I had like this chair covering these wires so that Cilantro, my dog, would not get to them. Well, this was the week that he finally got to them. So we were off to a slow start this morning as the husband repaired those wires and got my computer up and running so that I can access my files. So I decided that today would be a perfect day, and I might do this every month. I'm thinking I should do this every month. I figured it would be a great time to take a look back at the last 31 days. I've got my planner here and I made some notes on what to chat about so that I do not blab on, because one thing that I have learned, the camera almost fell, one thing that I have learned is that I can just go on and on and on, but I've got my little post-its to keep me accountable today. So on day 1 of this project, of this experiment, my intention was to vlog and keep track, document a lot of things. I said in my first vlog that I was gonna document my business journey, my fitness journey, the remodel of this studio space, my life with Cilantro, and I don't remember what else I said I was going to document, but it was a bunch of stuff. So about halfway through the month, it just wasn't feeling right and it just felt like it was all over the place, and so I decided to focus this vlog only on documenting my business journey and the journey of growing my personal brand. And of course, I still weave in a little bit of cilantro here and there and in life in Hawaii as much as I can, but I want to use this vlog, this little platform, as a way to talk only about my ups and downs with business, my plans, my goals, my big wins, my little wins, especially the little wins. I've learned that those are so important. So I changed it mid-month, and I feel really good about that. Another thing about this vlog, the first like 3 to 4 days of this experiment, it took me so long to edit these vlogs. I think the first vlog took me almost 7 hours to edit. I've spent all morning editing. I got straight to work on editing. It took me almost 6 hours to edit. All day yesterday to edit. I've been editing the vlogs, editing for hours and hours and hours at a time, but it will get better. And now, a month later, I can edit a vlog depending how much I talk and how much I film, and if there's a lot of cuts and if I like blabbed on a lot during the video, which I have a feeling this one will be like that. The fastest I've been able to edit one of these vlogs is 1 hour. That is a huge improvement in only 1 month. I mean, maybe it could have been faster, but for me, that's awesome, and I'm so happy about that. So right now, it takes me about 1 to 2 hours to get these daily vlogs ready to go, and obviously that frees up a bunch of time to actually work on the things that I need to be working on. And I think I've also gotten a little bit more comfortable. I mean, it depends on the day, I think, but a little bit more comfortable standing in front of this camera and just like talking to myself about what I did that day, and then feeling, and I've gotten over the fact that sometimes when I don't get anything done, I used to, like the first week or two, I was like super embarrassed and felt really awkward to stand here and say like, well, I didn't do anything. I was just thinking and planning. And now I'm kind of like, you know what? That is what needs to happen. Those are the things that are setting my foundation for my business and for what I'm trying to do. So I'm a little bit less embarrassed to admit that on camera, and knowing that every day I'm putting out there a vlog that is quite boring. But I'm okay with that because I know I've mentioned this before, but I know that when this project or when this experiment comes to an end, and maybe it won't come to an end, maybe after 365 days, I'll continue doing this in a way that is more sustainable, but I'll figure that out when the time comes. To be able to see this journey and this process is gonna be pretty cool. And last thing about this vlog, I think both Cilantro and I are now more comfortable with being in front of the camera. Whatever it is. So, going through some photo in the health and wellness industry. That I'm not, yes? And lately he's been a lot better. I've gotten him to just learn how to, or not learn, but he's in the process of learning, of just sitting down and waiting till I'm done filming. So that's been a big improvement. Moving on to my online photography business. Where were we a month ago and where are we now? Pretty much the same spot. I can't attack everything at the same time. I still want to do everything at the same time, but I have to at least get everything started in its own time, and then I can kind of like manage and maneuver everything at the same time. So this past month, I've focused primarily on getting my content strategy for my personal brand clear and set in stone. Well, not in stone, but just a little more clear and organized instead of working on my online photography business. So I have not completed B-School. I tried to start it a couple of times during the month, but it didn't happen. On a good note though, I mentioned in a prior vlog that I put up some of my images on a website to sell. During this month, we made 2 sales. One of a single image, and the other sale was of a small photo package that I put together, and it was completely unexpected and the best thing ever. I think that was one of the best moments of the past 30 days, because when I put those images out there, I mostly just wanted to become familiar with that platform, and I had no expectation of anything actually happening. So when those 2 little sales came through, it was really cool. It was amazing. I can't wait to start actively working on that and see what happens and see how else that can grow and evolve. I'm really excited about that, and I'm hoping that next month we can get a little bit more serious about starting that. And on the personal brand front, how did we do this past month? So like I mentioned, I decided to focus on getting stuff set up for this aspect of my business first, and I feel really, really good about what we were able to complete this month, or at least start. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out my content strategy and working on my content calendar and just making sure that I'm super clear in the direction that I want to move towards. And it was really frustrating throughout the month because I felt like I was wasting time. And since I didn't have anything that I completed at the end of the day, I would get really frustrated. But now looking back, I'm like, no, I know that was so important and very much necessary to be able to move forward, because like I said, it's part of the foundation. That stuff has to be figured out before I can move forward. And obviously there's a potential that those things could change, but I'm really glad that I forced myself to sit down and really actively work on these things, on the content strategy and on a content calendar. And on that note, around mid to end month, the husband and I sat down and really looked at what would be best for me to focus on and what would be best for him to focus on. So basically he's handling and taking care of the entire operations behind the scheduling and how to actually schedule the different aspects of getting content ready. And then that way I can focus on the bigger picture and focus on the ideas and on the creative aspect of it, which is what I love the most. I mean, obviously I love the business aspect of it, but without actually starting anything, I have no business yet. We're barely getting things into motion. So just knowing that we're on the same page and being able to shift that responsibility to him and know that he's got it and not have to worry about that was another huge win this month. And this is a great way for both of us to be able to have the time and focus to tap into our own strengths and really run with what we can do with those things. So I finalized how I'm going to document my fitness journey for my lifestyle blog. That took a really long time. I'm gonna start putting that out there in April. Another thing is that I started blogging. I actually posted I want to say 2 to 3, I think 3 blog posts on my lifestyle brand during this month. And that was a big win because I hadn't blogged in almost a year, or maybe even more than a year. Another thing that we started putting out there, actually I just did this 2 days ago, sharing a lifestyle vlog that we started last year. I finally shared the first video of that on my lifestyle blog and on my YouTube channel. So I'm excited to continue sharing those videos because we had about 6 to 7 videos already there, edited, ready to be posted. Last thing on the personal brand area is that I got really serious about starting my podcast. And the last few vlogs were a little bit bumpy with that whole situation. I'm still figuring out like the exact template and format of all that, but the podcast is still a go. It's still going to start next month. It took a really long time to get that figured out, mostly to convince myself that I can do this, that I am capable of doing that. I mean, I'm still slightly terrified about the whole thing, but like I've mentioned in other vlogs, I don't want to make decisions based on fear or based on resistance that I may be feeling because it's something new and something different, but it could also mean that it's something amazing. So I'm allowing myself to move forward with this whole podcast situation. So I think that's about it. Those are the major things that I wanted to review this month on day 31 of this vlogging experiment. Oh wait, actually, one more post-it. It'll be a fast one, I hope. My sleep. I neglected my sleep quite a bit, and I convinced myself that it's for my business, it's because I'm working on my personal brand, and these things make it okay. But it does not. On the days that I stayed up super crazy late editing or writing or trying to figure stuff out, I was basically useless the next day because I felt so exhausted and just kind of out of it. So that was a big lesson. My sleep is a lot more important than I gave it credit for. There were several times that I was frustrated about how long something took me to do. I'm noticing that I have to assign a lot more patience to myself and really acknowledge that this process, this journey is amazing on its own. And instead of putting myself down for taking so long to do things or for not being able to figure things out right off the bat, I need to shift my focus and remember the fact that I even have the opportunity to do this, the fact that I'm even able to pursue this thing in this beautiful studio, in this beautiful place, is enough to overshadow whatever frustration I may be feeling on any one of those days. I don't want to waste time focusing on the things that didn't happen, on the things I'm not good at. I want to spend all of my energy being focused in gratitude and going all in on my strengths and nothing else. And the last thing, the whole concept of documenting over creating, I appreciate it so much more. I am a creative at heart. I'm a photographer. So the idea of documenting comes naturally to me in like a weird way. I never felt that my journey, especially like my business process, my business journey, was good enough or real enough or big enough to document, but forcing myself to stand in front of this camera and give a little update on what I'm doing to reach my business goals has really taught me to appreciate the concept of document over create, even on the things that make us feel uncomfortable. Just in these past 31 days, I'm so proud of where I am now compared to where I was 31 days ago. So again, I can only imagine how I'm going to feel day 365 of this experiment. And like I've mentioned before, even if it's a big giant fail, I still want to be able to look back and extract all of the good lessons. I'm very, very glad that I've decided to document my business journey in growing a personal brand and starting an online photography business. It's a little intense. I mean, I went from like not picking up my camera for weeks to saying, I'm gonna make a video every day for 365 days. And it's still uncomfortable, it's still awkward, but it has been the thing that has kept me very, very, very much accountable for what I do on a daily basis. That's where I'm gonna wrap it up today. I think that's about it. I'm excited to keep going. I'm excited to keep sharing my journey, and if one day I am able to inspire, help somebody to also document over create, to also pursue their dreams in business or creative or in their creative journey or whatever it is that they want to do, if that is you watching this right now, I am excited to keep connecting with you, and I'm excited to keep going on this journey together. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you very much. I will see you tomorrow.